the dream. Speed and drama every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Like Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Now Fernando calls the play on NFR race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf queen, the top supporter scene, in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack. Push to the front, never back. Pit stops, precision, gold. Strategy, daring, bold. Who will lead, not foretold. Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
And engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride, watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide, with her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. She ain't just a fan, she's legacy born, through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our Death Queen. Whoa, Death Queen, heart of the grid, with every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, Death Queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team.
Is that real sweat?
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. The ground may shake, but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar forevermore. make until the end of time.
Well, Oscar, you rolled in. Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China, Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando's storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone. Now he's riding tall, and you're out there all alone. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road's rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat. But your championship leads wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. You were the hotshot kid, crown gleaming in the light. Now Lando's got the reins, and he's racing through the night. Silverstone's cheers, he carved your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got the speed, but you're losing the spark. Step aside, old boy, Lando's lighting up the dark. Yeah, so crank that old guitar, hear Lando's victory tune. Oscar, your race leads fading neath the moon. McLaren's still the king, but it's Lando's time to reign. Bow out, Oscar, let Lando take the fame.
He rolls to the grid, eye sharp as a blade. A storm in the cockpit, never afraid. Teammates tremble, they can't keep pace. Max takes the wheel, owns every race. From car to crown, he carved his way. A predator born to slay the day. The records fall, the doubters fade. A legend's forged, the price is paid. Max Verstappen, king of the fight. Burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with a mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. The champ who always begs for more. Our bond, they tried their best, but Max just laughs, aces the test. He dances through corners, a devil's art. Tears up the field, rips it apart. Red Bull's wings, they used to soar. Now it's Max who evens the score. The car's not primed, the rivals grin, but he still finds a way to win. Max Verstappen, king of the fight. Burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with a mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. The champ who always begs for more. Monaco streets, Silverstone rain. He turns the chaos into his gain. A lion's soul, a warrior's creed. Speed's his drug, it's all he needs. They build the walls, he breaks them down. Three-time king still wears the crown. Max Verstappen, king of the fight. Burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with the mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. The champ who always begs for more. So raise the flag, let the anthem play. Max the Maverick rules the day. Through grit and guile, he's here to stay. A racing god in every way.
In Spain, turn 5, Max came flying through. Pushed George off the track, said, Woody, that's for you. Got a penalty, but Max just smirked, oh well. While George cried, he's a bully, this is hell. That Maverick's got no fear, he's racing like a storm. Now rumors say to Merck he's coming, George ain't warm. Oh, Max to Merck, it's got George scared to death. Woody shaking bad, he's short on breath. Lose his seat or race with Max, his bully in the fray. Max just laughs, calls him Woody, and speeds away. Oh, George's tears are falling like rain on a dusty road. Max to Mercedes, that's George's heavy load. Back in Abu Dhabi 21, they clashed real tight. George snapped Max, you're a menace, that ain't right. Qatar 23, Max shoved him wide, George yelled in heat, don't fuck can bully me, Max, I'm sick of this defeat. Max grin, toughen up, Woody, stop your whining spree. Now George's nightmares got Max in Merc's front seat. Oh, Max to Merc, it's got George scared to death. Woody shaking bad, he's short on breath. Lose his seat or race with Max, his bully in the fray. Max just laughs, calls him Woody, and speeds away. Oh, George's tears are falling like rain on a dusty road. Max to Mercedes, that's George's heavy load. Max channels Senna, Schumacher, bold and brash. Wheel to wheel, he's leaving rivals in a crash. But George, oh poor George, he's trembling in his hat. Max calling me Woody, I can't deal with that. He's polishing his Merc, but his heart's in a spin. Max says, my teammate, Lord, I'll never win. Oh, Max to Merc, it's got George scared to death. Woody shaking bad, he's short on breath. Lose his seat or race with Max's bully in the fray. Max just laughs, calls him Woody, and speeds away. Oh, George's tears are falling like rain on a dusty road. Max to Mercedes, that's George's heavy load. So here's to Max, the Maverick, racing wild and free. Red Bull or Merc, he's the king of F1 spree. But George keeps on crying, Woody as his name. Max with shadows looming, driving George insane. Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China, Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone. Now he's riding tall, and you're out there all alone. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat. But your championship leaves wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire, and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. You were the hot shot
held your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got the speed, but you're losing the spark. Step aside, old boy, Lando's lighting up the dark. Yeah, so crank that old guitar, hear Lando's victory tune. Oscar, your race leads fading beneath the moon. McLaren's still the king, but it's Lando's time to reign. Bow out, Oscar, let Lando take the fame.
Turn on the screen, it's NFR. Feel the rush like a shooting star. The engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's a dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR. The rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far. Where the races never end.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR, and welcome back to Season 12, Round 5. If you've been following the calendar, then you'll know tonight is a mystery race, and we're about to reveal the poll. I think everyone has seen it. 71 votes, fantastic turnout by everybody. And there we go, there are your results. Brazil 43%, Qatar 39%. It was close, they went level a couple of times, but Brazil comes out on top. So that'll give the drivers a few moments to prepare for their race. Until then, vamos guiar em Brazil. Speak to you soon.
In the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We go SAFRL the show. Engines roar, lights will glow. Feel the rush, feel the flow. Every lap, a twist, a turn. Speeding fast, rubber burn. Crowds cheer, hearts churn. Victory, what we yearn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Victory, what we earn. SAFRL, we ride. Highs and lows side by side. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride. Crashes, spins on the track. Up and down, who's coming back? Champions rise, no slack.
We finished it off. That's a big day for us, the constructors. We'll keep chipping away.
Pizza's paying off, mate.
Pizza, pizza, pizza.
Speed and skill, tales unfold. SAFRL, we ride. inside. Drama here can't hide. Racing fast in full stride.
God, it's broken! It's broken!
Under neon lights and engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight and alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride, watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Just a fan, she's legacy born, through every F1 storm we wore.
Good evening, everybody, again, and welcome back to round 12, season 5 of SAFRL. Of course, tonight was a mystery round. It was decided by the viewers of this channel. We got quite the turnout, 71 votes, going just in favor of Brazil. Many times it was 50-50 with Qatar. But at the end, guys decided Brazil it would be. Of course, one of the shorter race circuits on the calendar, and one that usually throws up some interesting results. Of course, weather could be a factor. You can see the clouds as we drive out with Nismo, one of the first drivers out. You can see our Hart's just ahead of him. Drivers want to get out there early, set their lap times. Of course, the drivers will know more about the weather than I do. Of course, if there is any risk of rain towards the end of qualifying, well, then these opening laps are that much more important. New drivers out on track already. Nismo, Blade, Wheeze, Sugar Bear. Got 19 drivers in the field. Of course, we might still have one squeeze in for the race. Maybe start with the full 20. 71 votes. Who saw that coming? Thank you to everyone in the comment section, everybody who's watching. If you contributed to that vote, don't know where the 71 came from. I think there may have been some. Well, I saw some guys posting in groups, quick, go vote for Qatar. I think I don't see, but I'm in all the groups. Nismo now starts first of his quick laps. We go on board with him so we can get a view of the circuit. As you can see, lots of clouds about. Of course, if rain does come towards the end of quali, then that means nobody's going to be able to improve. And these laps will be vital. This is the Red Bull of Nismo. They get around here really quickly. It's one of the shorter race circuits. Another classic race circuit. Can be really narrow in places. Circuit Interlagos. Translation: between two lakes. And it's actually Entre Lagos. Nismo getting ready to see what he can come up with. Benchmark time is a 108.4 by Blade. Nismo goes over the line with another 108.4, and look at that. Wheeze 108.4. Nothing in it in those first runs. 400ths of a second cover the top three. Then J-Boy 109.1. He's a little further back. Harsh Cartoon 109.4. We haven't seen Visor make an appearance yet in the comment section. He's usually very vocal about his favorite driver. Looking at Smurf on an outlap. This is Skull. Remember now, Skull DNF'd from the first 3 rounds. What a comeback he made in the 4th round. Went on to win that race. Can he repeat the feat in round 5, make up for all the points he lost in the first 3 rounds? 109.1 his benchmark time, good enough for P5, and just 0.02 of a second behind his teammate J-Boy and Skull. 127, 129. Watching Wheeze come into the pits can be quite complicated at this circuit to see who's coming into the pits and who's going for another lap. Always looks like they're about to come into the pits if they're on that racing line. Good evening to everyone in the comment section. Death Queen, Blade, Christian. I saw Skull here earlier. I think I saw Panda here earlier. Welcome to Mandy. Good to have you all here. Of course, this is early on in qualifying. We have just over 12.5 minutes remaining. 12 drivers have set lap times. And look at that. We did get an extra driver in here. When qualifying started, we had 19. We're up to the full 20. Pantry Star one of the two Williams. Of course, 20 drivers. That means everybody's got their teammate here. Good opportunity for points. Fastest so far is Blade with that 108.4, but then we've got a 108.4 from Weeze, we've got a 108.4 from Levy, and we've got a 108.4 from Nismo. There's absolutely nothing in it. Look at that, the top four drivers covered by less than a tenth of a second. That's what happens when you get to these shorter race circuits. The times get even closer. It's going to be a very interesting race, especially if rain is involved, as it is many times in Brazil. Of course, in the early 2000s, I think it was in 2004, had a heavy rainfall here at the circuit, and it actually caused a stream right there in the S's, at the bottom of the center S's. And well, the FIA just let the race go on, and the cars hit that little river one by one, and it was just a mirror accident, one after the other. Blade quickest, he's on an out lap. Weeze P2, he's attempting his second quick lap. Time's continuing to come in. Now it's just Essa, Smurf and Sugar Bear looking for their first lap times. We have Tian, some may know him as Big T. In the comment section, he's saying pole lap will be between a 7.4 and a 7.7. And if that prediction is correct, we have a fair way to go. Current best 108.4 Blade. Nothing in it on the front row so far. 108.4 Weeze, 108.4 Levy, 108.4 Nismo, 108.5, 108.6 by Spikes and Pantry Star. Absolutely nothing in it. Imagine being 1/10 off pole and finding yourself in P6. It's the best kind of league to be in. Tight league, close league. But it's also the most painful kind of league to be in. Sometimes just a tenth costs you a lot more than just one position. This is the McLaren. Of course, IRL. This is the favorite for the championship. Constructors is pretty much decided. And the drivers, well, it's going to be between Lando or Oscar. Just 8 points separate the two. It could very well be who comes back better from the holiday. We have lost game sound. That is not what you want. I have no idea why we have lost game sound. I don't want to go through the entire game without game sound, so give me 5 minutes and I'm going to try and sort this out. I do apologize, but we'll be back. Just stay with the stream. Give me 2 or 3 minutes to see if I can sort this out. There we go. I think that should be back. There we go. I can hear the cars. I hope you can hear the cars. Just confirm in the comment section that you can, and obviously that you can hear me, because that would be helpful. We's still the quickest man, and he has got into the 107s, closer to that prediction. The prediction was a 7.4 to a 7.7, and we're currently on a 7.9. Half a second quicker than anybody in the field. The times were so close, and then he came running in with a 107. So we've learned one thing during this stream. When the sound goes, I now know how to get it back. Two Ferraris, look at those lap times, so impressive when two teammates are able to match each other that closely. 109, 127, 109, 129. That is 0.02 of a second, but for how much longer? Because J-Boy's about to go over the line. Does he find an improvement? He's gone into the 108, so 108.7 stays in P7. Big difference in time, but not enough to change his position. Panda now goes up into P8, splits the Ferraris, caution in sector 2. That could be somebody going slowly, somebody giving space. Short race circuit, narrow race circuit, twisty race circuit, and can be very complicated in qualifying just to stay out of the way. Don't want to be the one that ruins the pole lap. This is Panda, another one of those quick drivers that just seems to be out of position down in P8, but that's got a lot to do with how close some of these lap times are. Skull P9 round 4 winner for a repeat performance. Boinkies, Mr. Beans in P10, Andre 11, Oshkosh Toon, Top Gun, Virus, Essa, Robin 16, Key Cracker 17, Akmagozi 18, Smurf in 19th, and still no lap from Sugar Bear. Just looking for somebody who's out on track, and every time I go to somebody they dive into the pits. So let's go to Boinkies. Hopefully he's not diving into the pits anytime soon, but he doesn't appear to be going very quickly. He's on a quick lap. Just can't go on board with these guys. They immediately make a mistake, or they camera shy. I'm not sure. This is Harsh Cartoon, driver who's missing his biggest fan. Visor yet to make an appearance. Maybe he'll make an appearance in the race. Two Aston Martins, 17 and 18, looking very much like the Aston Martin team that started in Australia at the beginning of this season. At the rear of the field. Now at the rear of the field is that Magozi P20. Sugar Bear has done a lap time, takes him up to P11 and 109.1 for his first attempt. Back with Wheeze, 107.9, the best lap time. Blade P2, second best lap time, but he remains in the pits, as does Levy in P3. Just to have that solid caution in sector 2. I'm waiting for it to disappear so we can see how much time we have left in this session, but it just doesn't want to leave the screen. We're just causing a yellow flag in sector 2. Stop it. I need to see how much time there is. This is Robin. Said the two Aston Martins were at the rear of the field. He has since improved up to P8. Now it's up to his teammate to do more of the same. This is Boinkies, P13, looking for an improvement. It's a long way down, P13 in a field this big. I'm going to start higher up the field. And he does make up some time, a 109.1, good enough to put him in P11. Harsh Cartoon, P17, but he seems to be going slowly. Akmagozi, P20, still doing laps. 110.6, his best lap at the moment. This is the provisional pole sitter. He's gone quicker. We didn't see it, but he did go quicker. The previous best was a 107.9. He's found an additional 0.2, and he's gone straight into that prediction window. Of course, Dion predicted 7.4 to a 7.7, and I think we can call that a 7.7. Throws down the gauntlet to the rest of the field. Says, right, what have you got? If you had anything left in the pocket, now is the time to reach for it. We ride with Blade. Was gonna say the man currently in P2, but no more. He's the man in P3 because Spikes has gone up into P3. Can Blade change that? He's about to go over the line. Retakes P2, but only just 108.3. Goes 300ths of a second faster than Spikes, who just claimed that P2 and lost it immediately. Levy in P4. Let's ride with the Alpine, see how he is doing on this run. It will probably be his final run of qualifying. .489, Nismo 108.499. 100th of a second between the two drivers. Nismo has retired from the session, so there'll be no improvement there. But we still have that caution in Sector 2. I'll tell you how much time's left. This is J-Boy, currently in P7, 108.7. His teammate was a lot closer to him not so long ago. They were line astern. J-Boy has since improved. Skull, on the other hand, trying to come to terms with the Brazilian circuit. Now remember, Skull tends to run a slightly different strategy in qualifying. Now we haven't been monitoring his tyres, but there we go, there it is. He runs multiple laps on the same set of tyres. It means when he does set that best lap time, either the tyres aren't in great condition or the car is heavier than it should be. Which means when he goes in for a final time, puts on fresh rubber, strips the car of all unnecessary fuel, he should go quicker, but the session has come to an end. I didn't know the session was coming to an end because, as you can see, I haven't had a timer for the past probably 8 minutes. So Skull, that's lower than he'd like to be. Let's see, he goes over the line. Is there any late improvement? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. 108.5, left it really late. Just another 10th. Could have found himself in P4. That's how close things are at the front. Andre also leaving things late. Does he have one more lap in him? Currently P17, 109.3 for the Sauber driver. Either going to dive into the pits if there's no improvement, or he's going to go for it. He's going for it. P17. And, well. You know, Sauber's not the richest team on the grid. Not quite so sure how Peter Sauber would feel about Andre and his... What's a good British commentary term for that? Shenanigans. Andre and his shenanigans. We have reached the end of qualifying. As you can see, everybody has crossed the checkered flag, or they're in the pits, or they have retired from the session. And he's asking what happened there with Andre. Well, I think Andre just no improvement. Why not break the car? Give the mechanics something to work on before the race. So there's your results. Wheeze, it's going to go from pole position 107.7, and what a difference, 0.6 of a second to the next car. Blade, he's going to go from P2, front row stuff. Then we've got Spikes, Levy, Nismo, Skull, Pantry Star, Virus, J-Boy, and Robin make up the top 10. Then you've got Panda P11, followed by Essa, Smurf, Key Cracker, Boinkies, Sugar Bear, Andre, Harsh Cartoon, Top Gun, and Apmagozi will go from the rear of the field. And well, will you look at that? Como é que eu sabia ia chover? How would I have known it would rain in Brazil? We've seen this so many times before. Of course, we don't know what this will mean for the race. All we do know is that this appears to be intermediate conditions, so the cars will probably be leaving the grid on green tyres. Does it mean the rain is going to get harder and we're going to move to the blue tyre? Does it mean the rain will stay the same till the end? It should be a pretty simple race. It could get dry and wet again. Who knows? It was a mystery race. Guys didn't have time to prepare like they usually would, and now they've got to do it in the rain. There we go. When we do get going, it's just going to be the 2 green lights. That means we're off for a formation lap. Gives everybody an opportunity to go around the circuit on what appears to be green tyres. We can see their green tyres on the leader. I think everybody's going to go for the intermediates. Here we go, everybody on the intermediates. Of course, SKR, we also had a wet race on Sunday. And that one was a little bit more difficult. Some of the guys started on inters, some of them started on wets. Conditions were unsure. But on this occasion, definitely looks like intermediate conditions, intermediates for everyone. And of course, if anybody knows, if anybody has contact with one of these drivers, let me know what this weather means for the race. Are things predicted to dry up? Are things predicted to get worse? It's also a racetrack that is pretty narrow compared to modern standards, which means we could get a lot of penalties. Remember, 3 times over the white line, you get your 3 warnings, then you get your 3-second penalty. And that continues to roll over and roll over and roll over, so you don't want to get yourself into the double digits as we've seen some drivers do. Drivers now will line up on the grid for the final time. Last time round it was for a little dress rehearsal, the formation lap. This time round it's the real thing. All the fun and games of qualifying, they don't mean anything if you're not able to get through turn 1. We wait now for the 5 red lights. You all know the drill. They'll come on one by one, and when there's 5 of them, there'll be a pause. When they go off, so will we. Wheeze versus Blade into turn 1. Does Spikes get involved? Does Levy get involved? Does anybody go for a crazy move into turn 1? And there is a challenge there by the horse, but Wheeze looks like he's going to pull out ahead. Wheeze leads the way after the first sequence of corners. Blade in P2, Spikes in P3, Levy P4, but Nismo P5. Remember, in these conditions, you're not going to get DRS. It's going to be more difficult to overtake. You're going to have to do things the old-fashioned way. Push the driver ahead of you, put him under pressure, force him into a mistake. The driver ahead of you is Wheeze. It's going to be a lot easier said than done. Wheeze leads from Blade, Spikes P3, Levy P4, Nismo P5. Got a bit of movement in the midfield. And Skull making up early positions. Up into P7, he gets past the McLaren of Essa. And his next target will be Pantry Star just up the road. Remember, this is round 4 winner. And also, one of the drivers who seemed quite excited when he saw Brazil was indeed the venue for tonight's race. So I assume he's got a little bit of pace around here. We sets the fastest lap, but that's because it's the end of lap 1. That lap will come down. Of course, if this track dries out, it'll come way down. Skull Carl still riding around in P7. Further down the field, Panda P11, Boinkies P12, Robin 13th, then we've got Smurf 14, Sugar Bear 15, Andre just behind him, the two Selvas not having the race start they would have wanted, 15 and 16. Then you got Top Gun. Seems to be a glitch on that part of the race circuit. Every time the cars go over that curve, it appears carbon fiber is flying when it clearly is not. Quickly go on board with one of these drivers. We go on board with Top Guns. We can just have a feel of the conditions. Raindrops still falling. And we join Keycracker just in time to see him attempt the reverse Interlagos circuit, which is not available on this game. So he needs to turn that around and get going in the right direction. Gap 1.2 seconds at the front. Of course, no DRS available, but if there was, Wheeze would have broken that DRS already. Blade in P2. Not quite able to keep up with Wheeze, but has the pace to pull away from Spikes. So these top three getting further and further apart. Lebby getting real close to Spikes, looking to take that P3 away from him. But in the rain, it's about patience. Track is so narrow. You're unfamiliar with the conditions. It was a mystery circuit, so you probably haven't done as many laps as you would before a race. So maybe just a little rusty. It's about taking your time, finding that move, and not going for a lunge that's going to cost you a wing. Because around a short race circuit like this, the last thing you need is an extra pit stop. Front, nothing's really changed. Wheeze leads the way. The gap now 1 second, so Blade is staying with the leader. 2.8 seconds adrift is Spikes, so he's falling behind the top two now. Levy's still applying pressure, but no move made just yet. I assure you, if this was the dry and they all had DRS, this overtake would have happened, or at least been attempted a long time ago. For the time being, Levy's sitting patiently. You can see what I'm talking about. All the debris that flies off the curbs. You know, we had a game update recently, and every time there's a game update, it's look for the glitch. This is Nismo, the lead Red Bull. His teammate down in P10, that's Panda. Nismo in P5, so both Red Bulls in the points, both Ferraris in the points, both McLarens in the points. And a long, long way to go, 36 laps. It's one of the most laps you're going to see on a 50% race. I think the only place that has more laps than this on a 50% race is Monaco. I think that's 39. 2.4 seconds at the front. Now Wheeze finding something more, or looking for something more. Blade did not make a mistake, because Spikes is still 2.8 seconds adrift, so the gap behind him remains the same. Means it's Wheeze that's speeding up. Levy still half a second behind Spikes. That's what happens when there's no DRS. So much more difficult. Pantry Star starting to fall adrift from the drivers ahead. 5.7 seconds adrift from Levy. Nismo 1.5 seconds adrift. It's already some big gaps forming. It's only lap 5. That is what you can expect from a wet race. down to the Ferrari driver in P10. We didn't see it on our screens, but Death Queen asking the question, what happened to Skull? And I repeat the question, what happened to Skull? Skull down in P10, he's obviously lost a few positions. We can see by his tyres that he has not been into the pits. And we can see the front of that wing does not appear to have any damage. Of course, very early days in the race, the cars are still relatively close together, and any off-track time you have, a little bit of a trip through the grass, and 3 or 4 positions can go by very quickly, and I think that's what has happened. Skull just made an error and lost a handful of positions, but there's a long way to go, 30 laps to go. Plenty time to redeem yourself. In fact, Death Queen, ever since I gave Skull the helmet Marco threat, do you realize he's been in the points for every race? He doesn't want to be the next Liam Lawson. Man in P2, Blade doing a fantastic job, because look at this gap. Either he's staying with Wheeze, or Wheeze is just doing what he needs to do and not pushing it too far. There you see it, it came down again, 1.7 seconds. Blade keeping Wheeze honest. It's not just absolutely running away with things. They are pulling away gradually from this man here. Spikes P3, 4.5 seconds adrift from the top 2. And Levy's still there. Still in his mirrors, just half a second adrift. The constant pressure. Every time you look in your mirrors, there it is. Every time you look at the bottom of your screen, you see the proximity arrow. Lap after lap, corner after corner, it can get quite annoying. And the next thing you know, a silly error, because you're looking at your mirrors or you're looking at the proximity arrow at the wrong time. You've got to be able to absorb that pressure and really just forget that guy's behind you. 2.4 seconds again at the front. Gap almost starting to yo-yo. You saw it go all the way down to 1.6 and now back to 2.3. Maybe Wee's just having a bit of fun at the front of the field. Still trying to get over the 71 votes for tonight's race. I think there was definitely some voter rigging involved. 71? I think other leagues even came in here to vote. Reese leads, this is your leader. We haven't had too much time looking at the leader. And that's because he's so far in front, 2.8 seconds. For a long time it looked like that gap was just stabilizing between him and Blade. Looked like Blade was keeping him honest. 2.9, of course, I think the largest gap we've seen was 3 seconds, and that's when it started coming down again. So keep your eyes on that gap. 3.1 seconds, the biggest it's been so far. Then Spikes, 4.1 seconds adrift from these two. And Levy has actually lost a bit of momentum. It's close to Spikes for a long time now, just over a second adrift. That's all it takes. Remember, it's not only the driver in front that gets all that pressure. When you're chasing for that period of time, frustration can lead to a mistake. Being in front, pressure can lead to a mistake. Attacking all the time and not succeeding, well, that's frustration. in front. Blade P2, 3.2 seconds. Definitely some additional voting happening here at NFR. I welcome it. Of course, we've got another race coming up this season that's also going to be a mystery track decided by you. And hopefully it's just as successful as this one. Wheeze leads from Blade 3.5 seconds. I think I almost excited some Blade supporters. Spikes in P3, Levy P4, nothing's changed in that order. Pantry Star P5, Essa. He's made up a few positions. He's P6, Panda P7, Boinky's P8, Nismo P9, and now J-Boy, the last man in the points. Going to the rear of the field, because we have to ask again, what happened to Skull? Skull is now in last place. He's about to take Key Cracker for P19, is he? You can see there by the tyres this time there is an explanation for his drop in the field. He has done a pit stop. He's come in, put on a brand new set of intermediate tyres, which suggests to me these conditions are going to go on for quite some time. Death Queen saying we need a safety car. I quite like seeing 20 drivers on track. If we get a safety car, it means we're going to lose one or more of those drivers. I think there's a little bit of bias coming in from Death Queen because she needs both her drivers up in the points. Death Queen, just if you do get that safety car, make sure it's not Andre or Skull that causes it. Reese leads the way. Still from Blade, still from Spikes. Levy still P4, but look how he's drifted back now. 2.5 seconds. He's attacking that podium for so long. Just couldn't keep up any longer. Maybe overheating the tires, maybe leaving the race circuit with a bit of a mistake. We won't know, we didn't see it, but now 3 seconds adrift. Pantry Star further 2.5, Essa further 7 seconds. Huge gaps in the middle of the field. And that's why some in the comment section are asking for a safety car. Of course, that would bring this field back together. Give us a clean script, a blank piece of paper. I'm not so sure how the leaders would feel about that. Levy picks up a 10-second penalty. Was that a 10-second penalty? I believe it was. There we go, 10-second penalty on his way into the pits. That means he did not get the car slowed down efficiently for the speed limiter. Speeding in the pit lane, 10-second penalty. That'll be added on at his next pit stop or at the end of the race. Fast driver, Blade, fantastic performance by all of these drivers. Remember, mystery circuit. Some of these guys, they'll come home from work, they'll know where they're racing that night, they'll do a couple of laps, they'll touch up their setup, they'll do whatever. Tonight, they weren't able to do that unless they were practicing all 4 tracks. Well, that could be quite complicated. One interesting thing I did get from that poll, 71 votes. I believe there were only 5 votes for Miami. Apparently nobody likes Miami. I was tempted to put all 3 US circuits on there. Kota, Miami and Vegas. Don't know how you guys would have felt about that, so I gave you a more diverse choice. Of course, also could it be a track that was already on the calendar? So no Hungary, no Belgium, no Silverstone, no Zandvoort, no Austria. This is Virus in P9. Levy now in P10, and that's him recovering after a pit stop, but you can see he's still got the penalty next to his name. So that was not served in the previous pit stop, it'll be served in the next pit stop, and if he doesn't have a next pit stop, it'll be added on to his race time. I asked if anyone in the comment section was in contact with the driver, let me know about the weather. I want to know what we can expect from the rest of the race. Will it continue to rain? Will it rain harder? Will it dry up? Or will it simply stay like this? Of course, we almost lost this circuit not so long ago in 2019. Skull has DNF from the race. Skull has DNF from the race. I don't see him in the pit lane, so not sure where he DNF'd from, but it has not triggered a safety car. So the winner of round 4 comes the first retirement of round 5. And that's how quickly your fortunes can change. On the racing circuit, or even on the virtual racing circuit. Left with one driver to support. Andre now in P12. These leads, Spike second. Blade has come into the pits. He's set the fastest lap of the race at 118.1. Of course, that's a brand new set of intermediates. He's pulled the trigger first. He's come into the pits first. Wheeze, Spikes, Panther Star, the cars ahead of him all need to pit. Of course, the longer they stay out there, the more efficient this undercut could be. Scorpion saying Qatar. I'm not sure what that means. I think you voted for Qatar or you wanted to be racing in Qatar. Qatar was a close second. You'd be surprised for most of the day, kept on looking at that log during the course of the day. They were neck and neck, Qatar and Brazil. And then right at the end, the last 10 minutes really of the pole, it flipped in Brazil's favour. This is Boinkies in P5 now. He has not made a pit stop, so he's been promoted all those positions. When he does make a pit stop, he's gonna fall down the order. Let's see the leaders. They're still out there. They have not pit. Because right now, Blade should be doing the quicker times. He's got fresh tires on his car. He's gonna have the superior grip, so he's gonna be circulating the circuit a little bit quicker than those guys ahead of him. Which means when they do pit, he should have a successful undercut. But he needs to keep on doing these lap times until they pit. It's not about 1 or 2 good laps. It's about keep banging them in there. Apply the pressure. The only issue he may have is his tires are going to be a little bit older than everybody else a little later on in the race. Did I just trip over my words? Yes, I did. Fantastic. We do have a bit of a battle here. Finally, we find a battle on circuit. It's Boinkies versus Panda. No, it's Panda versus Levy. Red Bull versus Alpine. I think the Alpine might just have the superior grip. No problems there, 4 laps on those medium tyres. I told you the undercut could be successful. Blade leads the race. Means for those last few laps he's been setting better lap times than everybody else, and by the time Wheeze did come into the pits, that entire 3-second gap disappeared, and now it's a 1-second gap in the other direction, so that undercut worth 4 seconds. Hey Skull, good to have you as part of the broadcast. Of course, he was part of the race. Let me know, Skull, there in the comment section. What happened? Was that an incident? Or 7-year-old Charlotte Clerk would say, an incident. Blade leads the way, Wheeze in P2, but that gap was 1.2 seconds, and now look at it, 0.4 of a second between the two. The one thing Blade will have to his advantage is that we still do not have DRS, which means if you're a good defensive driver, you can defend that position. Of course, in a dry race, practically impossible to defend from someone quicker than you. The DRS zone is just around the corner. There's nothing you can do to defend. As long as DRS is not part of the equation, it brings the art of defensive driving back into play. Skull for a brief description of what happened to him during his race, and well, say Max Verstappen response if you've ever seen one. Blade still leads from Wheeze on the spikes. I think we do have some words from Skull. This was the radio message at the time of the retirement. Told you, Max Verstappen type response. Blade still out front, half a second still the gap. Spikes P2, Levy P4, Pantry Star P5. Look at the gap there between 2 and 3, 12 seconds. Lap 19 of 36, we have passed that halfway distance and the rain continues to fall. I was expecting either it gets harder, either it dries up. Looked very light prior to the start of the race, thought it would dry up after a couple of laps, but that's not the case. It keeps on trickling down, keeps on falling. Of course, the drivers will know. The drivers will know if it's expected to dry up. Remember, if it's supposed to dry up in the last lap or two of the race and we have a couple of safety cars, well, it brings that dry weather forward. This is Levy, Pantry Star, Essa. Not really in the good books of the Ferrari team. That can be discussed at a later stage after the race with the stewards. I'm just a commentator. I want nothing to do with the stewards. I've been asked once or twice if I'd like to be a steward, and my answer was quite simple. No. too much drama, way too much controversy. I'd rather just talk about what I see. Weeze, fastest lap of the race, 1:17.6. And he has taken the lead of the race. He leads the race by 1.5 seconds. But as things stand, Blade in a very secure P2. 1.5 seconds adrift from the leader. But the man in P3, nowhere near him. Still no safety car, still no DRS, still the rain falls. Just the one retirement from the 20 that started. We do have 4 penalties on our screen, so let's just find out what... Ooh, wow, look at those. You don't see that every day. 10 seconds for Lebby, 10 seconds for Panda, 10 seconds for Top Gun, and Keycracker at 13 seconds. That means there's only one driver on the field with a track infringement. The other 4 penalties are all speeding in the pit lane. You don't see that every day. (22 of 36). This is J-Boy exiting the pits, the second Ferrari. Of course, the Ferraris had a fantastic race last week. They had no points in the championship up until round 4. Skull got the victory. J-Boy finished in P10, double points for the Ferrari team. And now just 1 week later, fortunes turned on their head. Skull, DNF, J-Boy well outside the points. We've had our second retirement. This time around it is Keycracker. And we have what appears to be a caution. I say appears to be, but no, it's not. Remember, after that last patch, it's messed up our warnings on the screen, so it says caution sector 2. It is not a caution. Look at your track map. Your track map is solid yellow, and there's a little yellow dot sitting there in sector 1. We are under full safety car conditions on lap 21 of 36. I believe the term is well. Sugar Bear has come into the pits and he's put on a set of hard tyres. A whole bunch of cars have come in behind him. Let's see if they follow suit. Still appears to be rain falling. Let's see what the different drivers put on. J-Boy has put on a set of mediums. Sugar Bear has put on a set of hards. Top Gun, new set of mediums. Rather, new set of inters. Robin, new set of inters. Panda, new set of inters. Different drivers thinking different things. And J-Boy, let's ride with J-Boy. He's on a set of mediums, so let's just see how things look out on circuit. Where is J-Boy? There he is. Let's see him to turn into the corner, and you can see they're just so tentative into the corner. Weeze, Blade, Spikes, Pantry. Remember I said earlier on in the stream, if you're at the rear of the field, you could use a safety car to spice things up, clean the script, give you a new page. If you're at the front of the field, you will absolutely hate this. You've done all the hard work. You've opened up the gap. You got passed by an undercut, made the overtake, retook the lead, started opening up the gap again, and the safety car came out, closed all the gaps in the field, cancelled out all your work, and just left you with a slightly shorter sprint race. Weeze trying to overtake the safety car. Wants to be the lead Mercedes driver, quite literally. But you cannot overtake the safety car. Team orders. remember, just because Weiss has been leading the race, dominating the race up until this point, every single time you get a safety car, that means you're going to have a restart. And in these conditions, every single time you have a restart, there's a chance to make a big mistake. We've seen guys lead the race, dominate the race, safety car, after the safety car, big mistake, bad restart, broken wing, whatever the case may be. We've seen it all on this channel. There's over 100 races on this channel, going all the way back to SAFRL Season 6. 6 seasons of SAFRL. You need to keep your eyes open on the screen to see that notification when the safety car does come in, because that caution sector 2 is going to stay on your screens for quite some time. Looks like the safety car is staying out for another lap. I have a Ferrari trailing at the rear of the field. That's J-Boy. I think he's trying to catch up to the field, but he's got a set of mediums, so he's having some trouble catching up to the field. No change in the order. There can be no change in the order when you're under safety car conditions, unless somebody goes off the circuit, then you can make the overtake. Of course, if somebody decides to go into the pits, then you can make a few positions, but no overtaking under the safety car. And of course, when the safety car notification does come on, we'll say safety car in this lap, Weiss will immediately slow down, take control of the field, let the safety car pull off into the distance, let him enter the pits. And once he does enter the pits, Weiss becomes the temporary safety car. He decides when the race gets going again, and there can be no overtaking till the start-finish line. J-Boy picks up a 3-second penalty. That's not going to help his cause down in P18. One good thing about the safety car is a lot of those drivers with 10-second penalties got to get rid of those 10-second penalties pretty freely. Safety car, there's your confirmation. Safety car in this lap. That's why the safety car is pulling off into the distance. 10-second penalty, ignoring yellow flags by Smurf. That is not what you want. Go to the front of the field so we can get a clear view. This is Weiss. And there we go. Somebody's flown past. Somebody's flown past. It's Smurf. Smurf on the outside. I'm not sure what happened there. I think he's just picked up a penalty and said, well, I'm not going to hang around. I might as well just go. Smurf leads the way with a hefty penalty. Weiss retakes the lead. Sugar Bear, another 3-second time penalty. No penalties in this race. Suddenly we get a safety car after the safety car. It's madness. Weiss leads from Blade. The gap 0.3 of a second. Nothing in it. Let's close this race up all over again. Lap 26 of 36. It's still a long time for all sorts of madness to happen. Magozzi picks up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, and that must have been quite the corner cut. 10 seconds straight away. Usually you get a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. You can pick up a 10-second penalty, but that is usually severe corner cutting, like missing an entire chicane. Not quite sure where you would do that in Brazil and gain an advantage, but pretty harsh penalty. I've seen a few pretty harsh penalties being handed out this evening. Weiss leads from Blade from Spikes. Just a reminder to all of you, if anybody is having any buffering issues during the course of the race, you can rewind the stream by a minute or two and it should fix most of your issues. We have had a retirement. We've had 2 retirements. I wonder if those are related. Smurf out of the race. Apmagozi out of the race. And we have a caution in Sector 1. We look to the track map, we don't see any yellow dot coming out of the pits, at least for now. Nismo picks up a 3-second time penalty. Where are all these penalties coming from? (27 of 36), got a caution in Sector 1, caution in Sector 2. No safety car, but still waiting for those yellow flags to lift. It's now just in Sector 1, so Sector 2 has cleared, and now Sector 2 is yellow. Sector 1 has cleared. Love it, I'm giving you live commentary on the race flags. What other channel are you going to get live commentary of the race flags? Spikes P3, SF P4, Pantry Star, Boinkies. Seems like the safety car did work in Boinky's favour. P6, I think he'd be happy with that. Remember, much of that first stint he spent outside of the points. Levy P7, Virus P8, Andre P9 in a points position. 9-lap-old mediums, while some of the drivers around him have 5-lap-old mediums. So hopefully those don't fall off a cliff. Panda P10, the last of the points finishes. Harsh Cartoon just outside the points. I'm quite accustomed to seeing him in the points of late. So let's see if he has one more surprise. Robin P12, Sugar Bear 13, Nismo 14, J-Boy 15. No points on the night for Ferrari unless something changes quite abruptly. Top Gun at the rear of the field. Quickly go on board with Wheeze again just so we can have a look at that weather. And as you can see, the raindrops. Still same consistency, not any harder, not any softer. Just the same weather we've seen for the entirety of the race. Sugar Bear took a big roll of the dice, went with the hard tyre. J-Boy took a roll of the dice as well, went for the medium tyre. Both of those cars at the rear of the field. And obviously not making up any ground at this stage. This is Blade in P2, 1.1 seconds adrift. Any sort of mistake from the driver ahead, any sort of penalty from the driver ahead, and this race could be handed to him. We would like to open that gap a little bit more than 3 seconds. For something I have no idea about here in the commentary box. I know when they get a penalty. I have no idea when they get a warning. Some of these drivers, they'll be on no warnings. Some will be on 1, some will be on 2. And they'll be on their absolute toes knowing that 3-second penalty is just one mistake away. So Wheeze 1.3 seconds, Blade in P2, then Spikes. And that is just going to annoy me every time they go over that curb. Something flies up into the air. At first I thought somebody had crashed into a brake marker, but now I see it's clearly just the game. So in the patch last week, they broke our safety car warnings, and in the patch this week, they're giving us extra carbon fiber to fly around. Wheeze leads the way, Blade P2, Spikes P3, SF P4, Pantry Star P5, Winkies P6, Levy 7, Andre 8, Virus 9. Panda the final point, we've lost 4 cars. We went for a long time with all 20 cars, then we lost Skull, stayed with those 19 cars, and then Keycracker brought out a safety car, and Atmagosi and Smurf retired suspiciously at very much the same time. I wonder if those incidents were related. Could be a busy steward's office later this week. Louise Blade, Spikes, Essa. If things were to finish like this, what a result for McLaren. This did not look like the result for quite some time. Now 3 and 4. Now this is quite concerning. Let me just bring this to the attention of everyone listening. Apparently, how old is this Blade? Let me know. Thought Mandy was here supporting her husband Blade. Apparently Blade is the little brother. When people are this quick, suddenly it becomes a lot more scary when you realize how young they are. Skull, another one of the young drivers on the grid. George Russell would call him a wee lad. We all know George Russell is as British as it can get. A wee lad. Just like George Russell, he too is a wee lad. I think I'm going to start saying that more often. I think you can all tell I listen to British commentary. Not that I want to, because it's the only one available. And trying to listen to it in Portuguese will give you a heart attack. Those boys get really excited, even when nothing's happening. Wheeze, Blade, Spikes, it's your same top three you've had throughout the race. Wheeze, Blade, Spikes. Okay, so he's not a primary school kid beating all the guys. Okay, he's no spring chicken. He's no wee lad, apparently. Wheeze leads from Blade, from Spikes, from Essa, and now Robin picks up a 3-second penalty. You can see all the penalties, surprisingly, all the drivers at the rear of the field. Robin, Nismo, Sugar Bear, Top Gun, J-Boy, all with penalties. And then no one in the top 11 has a penalty. 1.7 seconds at the front. Seen that gap closer. Haas was attacking the Mercedes not so long ago. Now the gap has grown to 1.9 seconds. Maybe Wee's got a little uncomfortable with that battle and he said, okay, enough of that. Enough of that. I'm going to get on with this. 2.1 seconds, 2 laps to go. Lap 34 of 36. Further down the field, you can see there's a battle there. Essa in P4 looking for a double McLaren finish. 3 and 4, that would be fantastic, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to hold on to number 4. Pantry Star all over the back of the McLaren. I believe this McLaren was involved in an incident earlier on with one of the Ferraris. We'll know a little bit more about that in round 6. This is the view from Pantry Star. Close up and personal with the McLaren. as I've mentioned before, the rain continues to fall. There is no DRS. DRS is the boost that would open right about here. And you just get closer and closer and closer, pull alongside, and it's an easy overtake into turn 1, but without the DRS, you just need that little extra. You need to be that much closer. And he just didn't have enough that time around. Lap 35 or 36, he's going to have one more opportunity into turn 1 to try and steal that P4 away from the second McLaren driver. Caution in sector 3, but we no longer need to worry about the cautions turning into safety cars because it's too late in the race. 35 or 36, so if anyone does retire at this stage, they simply disappear from your screens and have no effect on the race. That was Nismo, the retirement. So no double team retirement. We've lost a Red Bull, we've lost a Haas, a Merc, an RB, and a Ferrari. This is the leader, and he's about to start the final lap of the race. Lap 36 of 36. Wheeze versus Blade, as it has been for 36 laps. Of course, Blade led the race briefly after an undercut during that pit window. Wheeze was able to catch up pretty quickly on 4-lap fresher intermediate tyres, retake the lead, and these two have pretty much held station ever since. And now we're in the closing stages. Of course, they get around here really quickly, so it looks like Wheeze just started that final lap. Well, it's almost over. Approaching sector 3 for the final time, for the 36th and final time. Final sector of the race for the leader. Heads up the hill one more time. And there's the weave. Victory in Brazil. Victory in Interlagos. Victory at the Mystery Circuit. Wheeze never looked like he was going to lose it, did he? Blade, fantastic drive. Started in P2, ended in P2. Best of the rest. And when you're best of the rest, and the only one ahead of you is Wheeze, well, you're a quick driver. More and more drivers crossing the line now. Levy, now Panda, and then the final points finisher. It'll be a double points finish for Williams. Pantry Star finished 4th, and Virus goes over the line in P10. Just now wait for Robin. Might lose this P11 down to penalties. Is that a car facing the wrong way? Yes, it is. I believe that's an Alpine facing the wrong way on the pit straight. There's nothing dangerous about that. I believe everybody has now crossed the checkered flag, all except for J-Boy. Of course, he took a gamble, went with the medium tyres. That obviously didn't work out, meaning he had to make the extra pit stop. And is he going into the Alpine? I wish he had. That could have been entertaining if the race wasn't entertaining enough. Now we just wait for those final results. Quick look at the podium. Driver takes his cell phone up there. Not sure what's going on there. Race winner, Wheeze. Fastest lap, Wheeze. Driver of the day went to Boinkies. Most overtakes went to Boinkies. And the cleanest driver on the day went to Virus. Of course, your results: started P1, finished P1. Wheeze. Blade, started P2, finished P2. And Spikes, not going to believe it, he started P3 and he finished P3. No change in the top 3. Then Pantry Star P4, he'll be happy with that, coming from 7th on the grid. Boinkies P5 from 15th on the grid. Essa 6, Andre 7, Levy 8, Panda 9. And Virus takes that final point. Robin finished P11, Harsh Cartoon P12, Sugar Bear 13, J-Boy 14. And then our retirements. Top Gun, Nismo, Smurf, Atmagozi, Keycracker. And the first to go was Skull. And there we go, folks. SAFRL Season 12, Round 5, Mystery Venue has come to an end. It was quite the interesting evening. I wasn't expecting quite a turnout on the voting column. We got 71 votes. Brazil was the final choice. And somehow we've accumulated 130 views during the duration of this stream. So fantastic. I'm very happy with the turnout, and it was a fantastic race. It rained right through. We didn't get DRS. We didn't get too many overtakes, too many battles. But it's a sort of race that pushes drivers to the very limits of their concentration. I'm going to give it a minute or two to see if anybody does come into the cool down room. We had a few people in the cool down room on Sunday, so we'll just give it a minute or two, see if anybody does decide to join. Of course, as you know, the channel now goes quiet. We return on Sunday night. We will have SKR at 6 p.m. Let's just have one more look at the Discord, see if anybody's joined the cool down room. Nobody's joined the cool down room, not this time round. But again, one more time, thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the race. And it seems like you all enjoyed voting. So until next time, until Sunday, I'll leave you with a bit of music, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
It's all he needs. They build the walls, he breaks them down. Three-time king still wears the crown. Max Verstappen, king of the fight, burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with the mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. The champ who always begs for more. So raise the flag, let the anthem play. Max the Maverick rules the day. Through grit and guile, he's here to stay. A racing god in every way.
Is that real sweat?
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making. When but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. So keep on climbing, don't ever slow. The stars are waiting where the brave ones go. You'll rise to the sky. Yeah, you'll rise to the sky. A legend in the making till the end of time. Falling like rain on a dusty road. Max to Mercedes, that's George's heavy load. So here's to Max, the Maverick, racing wild and free. Red Bull or Merc, he's the king of F1 spree. But George keeps on crying, with Woody as his name. Max with shadows looming, driving George insane. Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China, Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando's storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone. Now he's riding tall and you're out there all alone. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road's rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat. But your championship leads wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire and your dreams are is near done. You were the hotshot kid, crown gleaming in the light. Now Lando's got the reins and he's racing through the night. Silverstone's cheers, he carved your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song.
God, it's broken!
McLaren's got
God,
the
it's
speed,
broken! It's
but you're
broken! God, it's
losing
broken!
the
It's
spark.
broken!